If you're struggling at work and feeling burnout over the stress and anxiety, the pressure, the negative culture, the team, or the boss, or you're feeling like you'll never be good enough and do a proper job, then I'm here to help you take your power back and be happy at work. Yes, you have the power and the right to do that for yourself. And the way that you can do that is by shifting your perspective so that you're the one determining the quality of your personal and professional life. It's all about elevating to what I call the higher perspective. In my last video, I broke down the difference between the higher perspective and the lower perspective by providing two different examples of people, April and Dominic, and how they had all their baggage and how they showed up with that baggage to work each and every day. Be sure to check that out so you get a good understanding of the difference between the lower and higher perspective. In this video, we're going to take it to the next level by revealing the 4 pillars of the higher perspective so that we can break each of these down and help you gain some immediate momentum, improving the quality of your mindset and your workplace experience. A lot of our suffering comes from being in our own mind and obsessing over situations, constantly finding fault and negativity everywhere we look, and dwelling on the bad instead of the good. This is a common occurrence, and if you're suffering from any of that stuff, please know that it's perfectly normal behavior of the mind and being a human being. But that doesn't have to be the case. We can change how we're feeling up here and here by changing what we're searching for while at work. Before getting too far ahead, I need to break down the difference between these 3 things: presence, perception, and perspective. Presence is what we're experiencing in the current moment using our perception, and presence is awareness of the right now. Perception is using all of our senses, our sight, our smell, our hearing, our taste, and touch to gather information about the present moment. And perspective is how all that information makes us feel. And sometimes, usually it's the case, perspective is based on an existing belief system. So if we're having a hard time at work, it's not so easy to go in there and change the environment or the situation, is it? We can't necessarily go in there and fire our boss or get rid of that toxic employee or revolutionize the entire culture. Our power doesn't reside there, but rather within our perspective of our time at work. And our perspective is based upon what we're looking at. And with all the consulting I do with the teams and corporations, those who suffer the most are always looking at the wrong things. They're searching for all the unfinished work that has yet to be done and then feeling crushed by stress and pressure. They're searching for all the reasons that their coworkers annoy them and then feeling like they're the only sane person in a room full of crazy people. They're searching for all the reasons why the meetings, the agendas, the projects, and the directives don't make any sense, and why it would be so much easier if they were just different. They're searching for all the evidence of why they're not doing a great job and then feeling super anxious, doubtful, and even scared. We can change all that so that you can experience a massive reduction in stress, anxiety, guilt, regret, doubt, and fear once we change what you're searching for. Most of the time when we're experiencing all that negativity, the anxiety, and the stress, we're all up in our heads and we're not being present. We're experiencing tremendous gaps of presence through negative thinking, imposter syndrome, finding fault, or gaslighting ourselves or others, and we have to make it stop. We have to come to presence by filling the gaps with gaps. Gratitude, authenticity, positive projection, and surrendering. GAPS, G-A-P-S. Once you're armed with these 4 pillars of the higher perspective, you're going to experience a pretty massive shift in the quality of your mindset, the positivity in your actual brain, and you're going to have a much better time at work. And the best part of all of this is that the higher perspective is contagious. We can empower our coworkers so that we're actually changing the entire culture by teaching people what to search for instead of feeling imprisoned with all the fault and the negativity. So let's get started with the first pillar, gratitude. Most people have no idea how powerful a resource gratitude can be for transforming your entire life. The ego, or what I refer to as the lower mind, is responsible for finding fault within any given experience. That's what it's really good at doing, and it's good at doing it all of the time. I'm going to do a video, or probably 3, on the lower mind in the future, so be sure to subscribe. Basically, your mind is trained to find fault or flaws while working, which makes you grumpy as a hungover bear and super stressed out. Gratitude is a way for us to shift the focal point and step outside of the ego-based mindset. It's a way for us to recondition our mindset and our reticular activating system, this base of neurons at the back of our brain here, as well as building neuroplasticity so that we start seeing peaceful and pleasant experiences when they're actually happening. And they're happening a lot of the time. We're just not seeing it. Gratitude is a super powerful force when we have the intention to search for it, because it starts making us feel grateful for life instead of like a victim or that we're imprisoned by some flawed reality. Be sure to stay all the way to the end of this video, because I'm going to give you a great gratitude technique for experiencing a pretty robust shift in your perspective and therefore your workplace experience. The next pillar is authenticity. Everyone I have ever coached struggles with feeling that they are not enough. They doubt themselves, they doubt their work, and they definitely don't think very highly about what others are thinking about them. This is also the ego, or lower mind, doing its job. Authenticity means stepping in and standing firm with a new perspective of yourself and your work. It means believing in yourself through and through. If you're able to do this successfully, you're going to experience a natural and exciting burst of sustainable confidence and pride. Wouldn't that feel pretty good on a daily basis? This is going to transform the way you show up every single day, as well as drastically strengthen your performance. It will also help you climb that corporate ladder and achieve your goals for further growth and development or promotions. Those who believe in themselves achieve the greatest success, and they summit the highest of mountains. Authenticity means retraining your self-perspective and elevating your self-worth and value. Authenticity is insanely transformational for so many people, and I'm going to dedicate several videos to it, so stay tuned. The next pillar is positive projection. Most people do not recognize the power of a focused, conscious intention. We can achieve any goal, create any business, establish tremendous success, and literally take whatever it is we want for ourselves if we know how to correctly and efficiently focus our mind and our consciousness on an intention. Positive projection means knowing how to think, when to think, what to think about, and how to feel about yourself, your effort and energy and performance, as well as all of your ambitions. This changes everything. This enables people to achieve the things they could have never dreamed of, and I'll be sharing several videos on positive projection and how to master it. The final pillar is surrendering. But what are we surrendering to? As Buddha stated, desire is the root of all suffering. What he meant by all this was that our desire for life to be other than what that life is in the present moment will then lead to suffering as a natural byproduct. We become upset when reality doesn't match our fantasy. This is called attachment, or having expectations. The quickest way to make an enormous leap in a healthy mindset and improve the quality of an experience is by letting go of your expectations. This doesn't come naturally though, because the lower mind is fashioned to create these kinds of expectations at every turn. So we have to recondition our mind and eliminate expectations and flow with life instead. This is one of the most liberating practices anyone can ever take on, and the payouts are constant, tremendous, and also sustainable. I'll be introducing several videos focused on attachment and letting go of your expectations so that you can realize the beauty and abundance that is probably surrounding you right now at this very moment. I have a lot in store for you, so please be sure to subscribe if you're ready to transform your workplace experience. And as promised, I'm going to share this gratitude technique so that you can implement it right away and experience a pretty significant shift. I bet If I asked you to list off 20 reasons why your work is super challenging and difficult, you'd be able to knock that out in about 19 seconds. But if I asked you to provide 10 reasons why you're grateful for your job, how easy would that be? That's what I'm going to ask of you. We need to start drumming up the higher perspective through the initial step of finding gratitude for your job. So grab a piece of paper and a pen and take some time for yourself, and then begin listing out the people you're grateful for at work, the experiences you've had that were pretty amazing, and the perks and the benefits that you are blessed to have. And then lastly, why are you grateful for all that income because of what it does for you and your family? That's a major point of gratitude for your job, isn't it? This is where everything changes for the better if you want to dive in and fully commit to what I'm about to share. Companies pay me very well to come in and transform their teams, their culture, their perspective, and their overall performance so that employees can be happy at work. You too can realize this growth by subscribing and sharing these videos with your family, your friends, and colleagues who probably need to hear this stuff even more than you do. If you have any questions whatsoever or need any advice, please ask away in the comment section. My name is Coach Joe, and I am here for you. So stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm going to break down an in-depth process for establishing a really healthy and epic gratitude practice. Thank you for staying all the way to the end, and we will see you in the next video.